You are a clinician and you've got the knowledge and experience worth sharing, but starting a YouTube channel feels overwhelming. Health is such a broad topic. Where do you even start? In this video, I will break down the process into 5 easy to follow steps that are very similar to the journey you already know, a patient journey. And if you watch to the very end, I will share my top tip how you can get started today, even if you have zero experience with producing videos. I'm Dr. Eve, and on this channel I help healthcare professionals like you to expand your reach and impact through YouTube. Let's get started. Step number 1 is the discovery step, and this is equivalent to history taken when you meet a patient. There are many reasons why healthcare professionals may want to start a YouTube channel. What's your reason? If you haven't watched already, there is a video, 11 reasons why doctors and dentists should start a YouTube channel, and you can check it out there. Let me know in the comments which one resonates with you the most. Now, the audience. Who do you want to reach with your content? And is your channel going to be patient-facing or non-patient-facing? Patient-facing channels have a broader reach, whereas non-patient-facing channels, so channels, for example, for other healthcare professionals, can help you to position yourself as the go-to expert in your niche. In any case, picture your ideal viewer. What is their pain point? What is their problem that you can help them solve? Now, onto the niche. Don't let the pressure of needing to define your niche right away stop you from getting started. It might be the topics that you already know very well, for example, your actual specialty, or it might be something that you know your audience is struggling with, but you have already overcome, or you're learning to overcome that something that you can help them with because you're already one step ahead of them and they could do with your advice. As an example, it could be an educational type channel where you share your advice and tips for productivity and maybe for preparation for exams. In any case, you don't need to have everything figured out from day one. You can just get started, produce your 10, 20, 30 videos, and then see what resonates with your audience. You might be surprised. Ask yourself, what energizes me? What can I talk about without too much research right away? And it might be a medical or non-medical topic. Start with that. Step number 2 is evaluation step, and this is equivalent to examining your patient. Once you know the purpose of your channel and the audience and possibly your niche as well, it is time to research the landscape. I would suggest picking 5 to 10 existing YouTube channels in your area of interest. Let's say you are a general practitioner with a specialist interest in skin conditions as well as pediatrics. What I suggest you do is to get on YouTube and search for commonly asked questions or common topics in this field that you talk about every day with your patients, and type those questions as if you are the patient and see what comes up. See what channels talk about those topics. But instead of watching their videos, I suggest that you pick 10 credible creators in each space, so let's say pediatrics and skin conditions, and then go to a list of their videos and sort that list by popular, and then see what are the best performing videos, 5 to 10, maybe even less, and then observe what they're doing well. What is the format that they're using, how long those videos are, what kind of thumbnails and video titles they use. Do they use a mix of YouTube shorts as well as long form horizontal videos? And do they have a faceless channel or they talk on camera? Pro tip, look at the comments under those best performing videos and see what the viewers are commenting on that they like or what they would like to see more of and possible questions that they are asking. And to help you to never run out of content ideas, I have collated 21 ready-to-fill video ideas for doctors and dentists and other healthcare professionals that you can download from the link in the description of this video. Now, step number 3 is the planning step, and this is like forming a differential diagnosis after your history taken and examination. At this stage, you're going to be setting up your YouTube channel. By the way, don't worry about your channel name or channel art because this can be changed many times afterwards. In the planning stage, you need to think about your YouTube strategy and come up with video titles. I suggest coming up with 10 video titles for your first 10 videos for your library. So the first way to come up with 10 video titles for your library of initial content is to go back to those channels that you have just researched and see what titles those best performing 5 or 10 videos use. You can also use the suggestions in my 21 ready to film ideas document, or you can simply get 10 post-it stickers and write down things that could be interesting for your audience that you can easily talk about without much extra research. You can also ask ChatGPT to help you with strong titles relevant to your specific audience. And a pro tip, maybe for a little bit later on in your journey, you can use vidIQ, which is a special software that can help to analyze your video titles and give you a score for the impact of your title based on search volume and competition. In the planning stage, I also suggest that you prepare your thumbnails rather than waiting until you have uploaded your video and scrambling to make up a thumbnail then. Use Canva to design your thumbnails. A free version is absolutely fine to get started with, however, the paid version allows you to have templates which save you time. What is the difference between a thumbnail and a title? By the way, never copy exactly the same wording for the thumbnail and the title. The thumbnail should pique curiosity or speak to a pain point of your viewer or press some sort of emotional button, whereas the title should give a sort of promise what the viewer will get should they click and watch your video. Don't overthink equipment. Start simple. You've got your phone, you've got your internet connection. Start with that. Maybe get a simple, cheap tripod just to stabilize your camera. Everything else can come later. Sound is probably the first thing that you need to be working on and improving. When I record from the screen, I usually use this microphone Yeti, which I'm really pleased about, and I'll leave a link in the description to this particular microphone. I would actually recommend watching a video by GP on the Move. This is a great channel by a GP in Western Australia who talks about all things to do with optimizing work for GPs, and he's got this really interesting video about gear for getting started with a medical YouTube channel. In the planning stage, you may think about setting up your studio, but this is probably for later on. And by the way, don't worry about the background when you're first getting started. I hear that many of you worry about not having a cool lamp and a cool plant, but this is the sort of image you can find on Pexels or Pixabay, which are platforms with royalty-free video footage as well as photographs, and then you can insert that image as your background during the production and editing phase. Step number 4 is plan implementation, which is the equivalent of delivering an intervention or a treatment plan for your patient. At this stage, you're going to focus on writing your scripts. So out of the 10 video titles that you already worked on in the previous step, I suggest choosing the top 3 that you're most excited about and that you can easily talk about without much extra research. If you're well versed on the topic, you can actually leave the bullet points for later, more authentic delivery. If you're less comfortable on camera, you can put those bullet points for each video through ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to come up with a compelling script for your specific audience. So instead of saying,
"Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'm going to talk about blah,"
it is much better to go straight in with a shocking statistic or a bold statement or spell out a relatable problem and then say that you're going to break it down in easy to follow steps in this video. Pro tip: start with shorter videos in the beginning of your YouTube creator journey. You will thank yourself for that because editing can take several hours, even if it's just for a 5-minute video clip. So I would suggest for horizontal long form videos, start with something less than 5 minutes. And for vertical type YouTube shorts, you can go up to 3 minutes long. So when you're talking to ChatGPT and asking for support with script writing, be specific and ask for a video that is 5 minutes long or 3 minutes long. Also in this plan implementation phase, we are going to be batch filming and we are going to be batch editing. Batch filming is when you set aside half a day or however many hours you need to film your first 2 or 3 videos. And then you will set aside a separate day for batch editing those videos. In terms of filming, in the beginning, you may need to film in small chunks. You would break down your script into logical paragraphs, and then you would memorize each paragraph and then talk directly into the lens of the camera. Once you finish that paragraph, you can then move away and look again at your script, memorize that paragraph, and then turn your eyes back to the camera lens. You might consider using a teleprompter or an auto cue, but it takes some practice to get used to it. For video editing, I would highly recommend to use a free software called CapCut, which is available both on your mobile devices as well as on the desktop. I have also used Filmora and vid.io, which also have a lot of benefits, but get started with something simple, CapCut. If you need B-roll, which is a supplementary footage to sometimes conceal the problem areas in your main footage, you can get that either by filming something relevant separately, or you can get royalty-free video footage from a website called Pexels, and also there is another website called Pixabay. If you want to conceal awkward transitions between video clips, you can use this sort of B-roll as well as slides and other types of overlays such as pictures, stickers, and dedicated transition effects in your editing software. If you want to use background music in your video, you can get this from YouTube's own audio library. While you're uploading the video to YouTube, it can take a few minutes. In that time, you can take your final script and put it through ChatGPT, requesting it to come up with search engine optimized, SEO optimized video description. This will allow your video to rank higher in the search results when your target audience is searching for that type of content. It is important to know that you will be able to change your titles as well as thumbnail and video description even once your video is already uploaded to the YouTube platform. Pro tip: for patient-facing channels, consider adding a medical-legal disclaimer in the end of your description under the video. I have provided examples of medical-legal disclaimers used by other healthcare professionals in the same 21 ready-to-film video ideas for doctors and dentists document. Step number 5, re-evaluation, which is equivalent to going back to reassess your patient after an intervention or a treatment. So once your video is uploaded, there are a few things that you can do to help it perform. You can watch this video yourself from start to finish and put a like. There is nothing wrong with that. And you can also comment and pin that comment as the first comment. You can then promote this video, if appropriate, in the Facebook group where your target audience is likely to hang out. And especially if they're asking questions about the topics that you have just addressed in this video, this would actually be a helpful thing to, rather than just answering, you could refer to this video. You can also share the links to your videos in the forums, or even share your video with a patient in the same way that you share leaflets with written information. It is also important to monitor the comments section and reply to the comments that you're receiving, because this shows to YouTube that there is engagement on that video, and with every single engagement there is a better chance that your video will get pushed out to more and more people. Use YouTube Analytics in the back end of your channel. There is a special dashboard which shows you how each video is performing, and based on those metrics you can then have a better understanding of what styles of videos, what formats of videos you should be producing more of and less of. In any case, don't be discouraged by what I call vanity metrics. Only few views after you first post a video, or the less than expected number of subscribers after your first few videos. YouTube algorithm can work in slightly strange ways. Your video might be just sitting there without generating any views for the first few months, and then suddenly there may be a big peak if somebody found that video and shared it within a large group or forum. So don't be discouraged. Your job is to produce a library of useful content that is searchable many weeks or months or even years after your video was first posted, and your audience will come. Pro tip: you don't need to have this intention of going viral. With an educational YouTube channel, your best bet is to focus on your target audience of people who are likely to be the most engaged viewers. Instead of going viral, focus on deliberately attracting your target audience. because this audience is likely to be the most engaged audience, and depending on your overall mission and purpose and vision for your channel, this is the sort of audience that you want to grow, rather than random strangers who randomly come across your videos and who might like one video and then never come back to your channel ever again. Now, here's my top tip that I promised to you so that you can stop overthinking and get started literally today. In fact, it's a challenge. In the next 10 days, I would like you to practice speaking on camera for 1 to 2 minutes. Pick up your phone, press record, and talk for 1 to 2 minutes about anything. There is no need to post it anywhere. This is just for practice. And an easy way to get started is to document something that you're already doing that day while it's all fresh in your mind. For example, pick up your phone and press record straight after a patient has left and document your key point from that consultation with a patient, or share your key takeaway points from a conference you have just attended. This way, after 10 days, you will have developed a valuable time-saving skill of turning real-life moments into quick-to-produce, authentic and relatable content, which might not even need that much editing. Drop me a message in the comments about your takeaways, questions, and share with me what is still stopping you from starting a YouTube channel. I'd love to help. Still on the fence and need an extra push? Watch my video about overcoming fears and doubts when thinking about a YouTube channel next. Thank you for watching, and remember, your medical channel can change and maybe even save lives.